Billin of Town Murph.
Top Billin villains.
A bit delayed, but as usual, the Top Billin Villain post-game review is presented by the fine folks over at BetUS. Now, I debated even doing this one. I was going to just go ahead and skip to the next one. I already know what's going to be going on, right? I've been doing this for 3.5 seasons now, covering the Seattle Seahawks. After a loss, it's damn near not worth it, right? So, with that being said, let's work here in reverse, because I already saw some scuttlebutt, right, coming to the channel, right? And that's without me even doing Seattle content right after the game, and I still saw it. So at one particular point in time, you can see it right here. Geno Smith was 10 out of 14 for 95 yards. So you do the math on that, that would surely say that he's completing a really high number of his passes, considering 2 of them were tipped on the first drive. And then I believe on the second drive, they had a throwaway on an RPO. So three passes that weren't his fault, right, means he only missed technically 1. So he was more like 10 out of 11 for 95 yards. And that would say that he's not dinking and dunking too, because that would be 9.4 yards per completion. So with that being said, right, they came right here on this one. It's 17-3. And, of course, Geno Smith, a little bit of pressure. Jakob finds Jackson Smith and Jigba, and it's all to the good, right? So 11 out of 15, and then this happened. This man is rolling out on a screen pass right here. I'm not sure they need to be better at the commentary, right? Because most of these people don't watch the game. They just listen to what the commentary people say. The pass gets tipped. What the fuck do you want him to do? He didn't tip the pass or whatever like that, right? Usually that happens, right? If you're having like this, look, Mike Jarrell, like he's struggling right here. Somebody's running loose. If he were to dirt this, maybe that happens, or maybe he just gets this ball through to Kenneth Walker, right? You get Haynes right here blocking. If he gets that to Kenneth Walker right there, then it's all to the good. But it gets tipped and then intercepted. You acting like he made a bad read or something, right? I had this clown come immediately after that, right? Remember, I said he was 10 for 11 before that particular play, 10 for 11 before the last play. Then he did that play where he escaped out of the pocket, and then this happens right here, and then you get this clown on the screen. This clown ran to the internet, right? He's watching this team play. He must not have any friends. I hate when people go to the internet during the game. Why are you on the internet when your team is playing first and foremost? Watch your damn team. Stop worrying about social media. And why you run to me? So he runs on some old ass shit, right, where it was that joint where DK Metcalf said that it was his fault on the interception, which then you still have people still blame Geno, even though DK Metcalf said it was his fault, but I digress from that. This clown said, "Not today, Murph." He misspelling my name. It is obviously M-U-R-F, right? Just like his name is spelled G-E-N-O, not G-I-N-O, right? M-U-R-F and G-E-N-O, right? Learn our names. How about that, right? Geno taking a shit for all to see. Ain't saying he's washed, but call it like it is. He the reason they lost today. This was in the third quarter. That just happened. It was 17-3 at the time, right? He already gave up, and he blamed Geno, who at the time was damn near batting 1,000, right? At one particular point in time in one drive, I believe he was 8 of 8. And then some bullshit happened, right? Yep, you see it right there. 7 out of 7 on that drive for 77 yards. Then he completes this pass right here to Jackson Smith and Jigba. They get a really good gainer here, right? And then what do? This is what happens when you play good teams like the Buffalo Bills, right? The Buffalo Bills could very well be in the Super Bowl this year. They're as good as the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers without a doubt. Everybody starts to shit the bed. First down run, then Connor Williams airmails it. How is that going to be on Geno, right? What you going to say, Geno needs a 65-inch vertical leap or something like that? Like, what are we doing here, right? This shit is tremendously weird to me, right? It's not even weird now. To me, it's just old hat by now. But once again, they drop all the way down the field, and to me, Ryan Grubb starts to shit the bed. They can't they can't run the ball, man. Let's be real about this situation here. They're not going to be able to consistently run the ball. The Seattle Seahawks have a finesse offense. They have one of the best passing attacks in the league, but just like I thought, the run game would suffer. And it has suffered tremendously. They cannot get the type of push they used to get in the run game, which is fine. There are more ways to skin a cat here. But this is also Geno's fault, and I don't know what the hell Tom Brady was talking about on the telecast, right? He was talking about staggering his feet and shit like that. This actually looks like it was not even going to be a run. It actually looks like they were going to call a pass here, because if you see people firing off the ball, right, you get cats out here looking like they're about to block. It looks like this is probably going to be a play action right here, and they roll Pharaoh Brown out, and he gets a pass, like a bootleg pass. And Kenneth Walker doesn't look like he was gearing up to get the ball either, right? He looked like he was about to try to pass protect. So I'm not sure, right? You might stagger your legs if you were going to just hand the ball off, or if you were going to push forward for a QB sneak, but that's not his fault. Your man Connor Williams be getting overpowered, so he's trying to overcompensate, and he gets his foot way back. That's just a freak accident, man. That's really nothing, right? That's bad luck right there, but I don't know what to tell you, right? That means that Geno Smith was shitting the bed? Really? That's the type of curve that he's being judged on by some of these people. This shit is maddening, man. Absolutely maddening, man. I've been tired. I was tired of it last year. I'm already tired of it this year. That's why I said, man, people shouldn't come here front running and talking about, yeah, where the haters at now? What are they going to say about Geno now? It's a game-by-game basis with this dude, right? He does not have the respect of the people because they did not like him in the first place. They flashed that thing on the screen that showed that Josh Allen had the most turnovers and interceptions in the NFL for the past 4 years. Nobody ever says anything about Josh Allen like that, right? People love Josh Allen. I don't know what to tell you, right? And I showed it before. If you look at the statistics, Geno Smith, in some regards, has better statistics than Josh Allen. All right, so I don't know what to tell you on. I knew what to tell you. I've already said it before millions of times. It's almost not worth beating a dead horse at this particular point in time. But this was a comedy of errors for the entire Seahawks team, man. You can't tell me the run defense was putrid. Don't say that stupid Byron Murphy shit anymore, right? People acting like Byron Murphy is one man makes an entire defense. No, they were playing against worse teams when Byron Murphy didn't play. He didn't get a chance to play against those better teams, or probably was going to happen the same way it happened with the Buffalo Bills. So you can't say that and use that excuse anymore. You have to just call it like it is. They don't have, well, your man Ernest Jones came in, racked up about 1,000 tackles. I will say that there, but a lot of them were inconsequential. They have to be able to get that push up front. And they were using Byron Murphy out of one technique a lot, and he was getting blown off the ball. So I got to get Hankins in there. You got to get that run defense to improve, and the overall defense itself, right? Devin Witherspoon, where's his impact? He doesn't seem that impactful to me. He just seems like a regular player out there, getting beat, missing tackles, and all that, right? So you got to spread the wealth if you're talking about why do games happen like that. It's also a reality check, right? The Seahawks aren't meant to win the Super Bowl this year. Next year they could take the leap. You don't know. You just want to see the basis of something being developed and seeing how it can be taken next year. And I can see that, but a lot of fans are just front runners, right? They never played the sport, so they think that every year their team is meant to win the Super Bowl. It's just not meant to happen every year, right? Especially with a new regime. New regime or not, you need to be getting on over to BetUS, where they're still running that special where you get 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next two. By entering the promo code YouTube150, you can get in on all the fun. Now, it's not fun when your team goes through what that was just then, but normally it's still fun because you can get those prop bets and those prop builders, and you can parlay that into something else. So with that being said, make sure you're getting over to BetUS. Make sure you're entering that promo code YouTube150. You're going to get that 24/7 customer support, 24-hour payouts. You know BetUS does it as good as anyone, if not better than everyone. Think about that, all right? Promo code YouTube150, 150% match bonus on your first deposit, 125 on your next two, all right? Let's get it. All right, we'll come back with the all 22, right, and really hone in on what the defense's problem was. That was a horrific defensive performance, no matter how you try to slice it right there. But I have to talk about this particular sequence right here. Yeah, your boy Derek Carr right here. I'm not sure what the hell he was thinking right here, but splaka tie. Obviously, Josh Allen died in the air, right? He was sent to the upper room with Jesus, right? We can see right there cherries, lemons, and bananas in his eyes from an acting job, and he was already Tom Brady. I don't know, maybe he wasn't playing. That don't look good right there. He looked like he might actually have been out, right? He looked like he may have actually been out, right? He's drowsy at the very least, right? He's drowsy. Like he hits and he's already pointing like Tom Brady, right? You can see it right there, right? He's already pointing out the penalties and shit like Tom Brady used to do. How you already pointing before you get fertilized, right? You QBs be actresses, man. What are we doing here? What your boy Derek Carr paid the piper though. You talk about having vets on your team who really care. They're going to put you in your place, right? Especially if you're on their unit. Jaron Reed is a team leader. He instantly gets in Derek Carr's face, and he's giving him the business, right? I don't know what was said right here, but Derek Carr didn't like it, or he couldn't understand it, or something like that. It sounds like Jaron Reed would full up north on it, right? Like out here on the East, we'll give you two options to a question, and none of them shits will be in your favor, right? He probably was like, motherfucker, is you dumb or is you stupid, right? That's how we say it out here, right? Don't be trying to correct me. Actually, are you dumb or are you stupid? No, we get out here, we make it where it seem even worse. Is you dumb or is you stupid? He's like, what? What you say, man? So they get back to the sideline, right? After that altercation right here, and Derek Carr finally thinks about it, right? He's like, what? I ain't stupid. He ain't say nothing about being dumb though, right? So he gets mad, right? He gonna go over to Jaron Reed thinking that's gonna be what it is, right? You could tell he immediately regretted it, right? He ain't think they was gonna let Jaron Reed loose. All of a sudden, Jaron Reed pops out the crowd, and you can see him, and right away he's like, uh-oh. Bang, right there. That's all it took. He came and immediately, bang, who you talking right there? Cherries, lemons, and bananas. All in Derek Carr's eyes right there. Goldfish, Tweety birds, and all that shit right there. Big Jaron Reed wasn't playing with him. He was going to let him know, right? And Derek Carr still talking behind. He's stupid. He's still not correct him on the dumb part, though. It was a two-part question, man. So he's taking the brunt of this right here. Jaron Reed really showing him what's going on. You just in your second year, boy. You ain't messing with this here. And you can see Derek Carr visibly moved. But like a good vet, after the half, looked like they chopped it up, right? Or whenever they had time, you know what I'm saying? He go back and explain to him, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gave you a two-part. I gave you a two-parter, and I ain't really give you a chance, right? You dumb and you stupid right there, right? You could have took option C and just not answer that. Oh, whatever like that, but you tried to answer, right? He's like, yeah, you right. I could have just took the path of least resistance. But listen, that shit happens all the time, man. You'd be surprised at what happens at practice when you're on the same unit. Let alone the game like this. So those are frustrations boiling over. Jaron Reed and these guys were getting gashed in the run, were getting destroyed through the air. It was bad, absolutely bad. So they got to come back, regroup. You know what I mean? They've done it before. You ain't do it again, right? So, yeah, might want to just go ahead and sweep that one under the rug. But we still have to come back, man, and look at some of these things. Right? Actually, I have one more thing before I go. A default mechanism for fans is to react like a fanboy when someone shows teach tape. Teach tape is just that. You're trying to teach somebody something that may crop up in the future and you have them combat that. I showed Jarrell, right? Mike Jarrell, I showed him giving up a sack last game. And you had a whole bunch of people rushing fanboy talking about, I believe his foot was stepped on. Then they said that they believe that he stepped on someone else's foot. Then some people said they believe his foot was hooked. Then they believe he hooked someone else's foot. So people were just trying to not talk about the actual cause of that rep, which was him bending over at the waist. That's why he was out of position. He may or may not have stepped on someone's foot, but he did bend over at the waist, just like this particular rep right here. Actually, let me go back and run this full scan, right? Look at that. Bending over at the waist. You're going to get walked into the lap of the quarterback. That's poor technique there, and he gives up another sack. So right here, his foot wasn't stepped on, so you can't make an excuse. And this was the same thing that I pointed out that he did in several other reps where Geno Smith actually got away from it. But that right there is called heavy-legged waist bending. Use Sand's technique. That is not how I told people before, go outside, play basketball, bend over like this, and try to guard somebody moving laterally. It just is not going to happen, dude. You're not going to be able to anchor down. This was horrific technique right here. But obviously he's a rookie, so it's just teach tape. You don't have to try to find a way out of something to make yourself feel good about something that happened negative. That's fanboy reaction, right? We're trying to make a smarter fan here, so we're going to show reps and show what actually happened in the rep for the rep to go like that, not try to find an excuse. You feel me?
What more can I say?
Top Billin.